So just before we start chatting, I just want to introduce you. So obviously I'm Toby Morrison, and this is Alison and George's lovely younger brother Maddie, and they're from the UK. And so I'm talking to Alison, who's the mother of Georgia, who's actually currently in the online program, and Georgia's from the UK and has suffered CFS for how long?
About 3.5 years.
Yeah. And so we were just talking before, and you said, like in the UK, you've had no help whatsoever.
No help whatsoever. Basically, the doctors ruled out every other illness and said that's what you've got. You've got ME, CFS. Basically, there's no cure. Get on with it, really.
Yeah.
We were on our own.
And how did you come across me? I think Georgia maybe found me on Instagram or something.
I think Georgia found you on Instagram.
Yeah, social media.
And then we ordered your book.
Yeah.
Your first book, and she read it, and then I read it afterwards.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, she saw your online program, and that it was going to become available to people outside of Australia.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You jumped at it.
And then we did. Well, we bought the second book first and read that.
Yeah.
And then,
what did you get out of the books, just out of interest for you, as a mother?
Just reading it from someone's point of view that had it and recovered was the main thing. And also, like you said, there was hope. There was light at the end of the tunnel. And reading somebody speaking out how Georgia was feeling and was being positive about it, rather than someone being negative and just kind of saying it didn't really exist, it was in your head.
Yeah.
That it was real and that we could do something about it.
Good. And that's what it's about. Like, it's not just about giving hope and saying, it's okay to have chronic fatigue, but it's going, it's okay to have chronic fatigue, but also you can get better.
Yeah, definitely. That you can get better, but you have to take it slowly, and these are the steps that you can follow, and hopefully that's going to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you first got into the program, because I'm pretty sure I did speak to you first, and I told you as a mum I'd like you to watch all the videos as well.
Yeah.
And
because obviously I was worried originally that she'd found something on the computer, and although I'd read your book, what were we going to be signing up for?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that it was legitimate, for want of a better word,
exactly.
And that it was going to be worth her doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And not just, not just somebody who really wanted to help, and not somebody who just wanted to, exploit a sick person. Yeah,
exactly. And unfortunately, there's so much crap out there, and as you've noticed, there is a lot of crap out there, and it takes people's lives for granted, and I went through that as well, and that's why this program's here for everyone, to do eventually, because it's probably the most genuine thing anyone will ever come across, and practical and proactive. So, I mean, so as a mum watching that first video, then. Was there a sense of relief? What was it for you, like that you liked about it?
Yeah, I think you probably hit the nail on the head there. It was a sense of relief. It was kind of like, at last, there's something sort of tangible that we can do, or that she can do, that's actually going to make a difference, and be positive.
Cool, that's good. And so it's been probably maybe 10 weeks, I think Georgia's been in the program, and obviously she's going at her own pace, which everyone does. Where is she right now? You just told me before she's out with a friend.
She is actually. She's on the phone now to Matt.
Oh, great! Tell her I say hi from Melbourne, Australia.
Yeah, he's just that she's chatting to Toby on Skype.
Oh, good.
She's out on a night out with some friends, which is, amazing, because she doesn't get to do that very often, and I'm probably the only mum of a 19-year-old thinking, yay, she hasn't called me to come and get her yet. You know, it's usually sort of 20 minutes, half an hour or whatever.
Yeah. And
Georgia is saying hi.
Hi,
Sorry.
Georgia. How funny is that? What time is it there in UK?
We are now midnight.
midnight. Well, tell her to get home.
Get home.
No. But, I mean, look, it's better for her to be out and enjoying life than being sick in bed as well, you know? Like, it must make you happy to see that.
It does. It does make me happy, and she's out with, you know, one of her best friends who's really supportive, and it's nice to know that she's actually out doing something a normal 19-year-old should be doing.
Yeah, and my parents were the same. You know, when I went out for social events and stuff, they'd really encourage me to do it, even on not so good weeks, because, you know, it's so important to have a life, and you know, one with CFS isn't that easy to start with. So it's nice to hear that George is actually out of bed and she's actually active and functional. You know. Yeah,
definitely.
Now, there's lots of aspects to the program. So, you know, like we spoke about before, the positivity and the mindset. The exercise part, like, how have you seen Georgia progress since she did start the program, and where has she come from, you know, being completely bedridden to now?
Well, we dusted off the exercise bike that had made its way down to the shed, and brought that up into the house, and she started off sort of doing 30 seconds.
Wow.
Quite slowly, and I think now she's up to about 3 minutes in the morning and 2 minutes maybe later in the day, and then she does a whole set of stretching now as well. Definitely once, sometimes twice in the day. Yeah. And that is on top of, you know, maybe coming out to the shops with me, or although she does remind me that you say, you know, don't waste your time on doing chores around the house.
Sorry about that. But once she's better, you know, she's got to start doing the dishes again and the washing.
Exactly. I told her there'll be payback.
Yeah. But, you know, like, it's pretty cool, and I know it doesn't sound like much, but for people with chronic fatigue out there, you know, to be able to get out of bed and get on that bike, even mentally, just to do that is just hard to start with. And I do remember talking to Georgia early on, and she's a good kid, and she was a bit worried about everything, and I reassured her that she if she started, you know, she's just got to keep progressing and keep doing more. And you know, to be able to go to the shots with you, to be able to wake up, to be able to do that kind of stuff and do the stretches and exercise and everything, it's awesome, and it's only going to get better as well, you know.
Yeah, and I think one of the things as well that he said was about the tiredness, about is it tiredness or DFS tiredness? And it's learning the difference. You know, and I can hear her almost talking to herself saying, I'm tired, but I'm tired because I got up a bit later, or I'm tired because I did see Becky yesterday. Yeah. So I'm not really CFS tired, I'm tired, so I can still do my stretches. So I'm going to do that.
And it's about distinguishing that, exactly. And I think as a mum, it's hard to start with, and eventually you listen to your body and you pick up those warning signs and signals, and you can probably see it as a mum when you're looking at her. You can tell by the colour of her face, you know, whether her eyes are bloodshot, you know, and her mood probably swings a lot as well, you know. Yeah. And so, it's about noticing those changes, but then also quickly making sure that, you know, oh, hold on a second, it's not the end of the world, I'll be okay, I just need to do these things to be okay, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And your thing about having the 10 credits or whatever each day.
Yeah.
And, you know, not spending them all, you know, spending them wisely.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and I think that's a good thing for everybody to follow.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, well, even my mum and dad use that now as that analogy.
Yeah.
And I just came up with it because it's so true. Like, we all get to the end of the week or the end of the year and we're absolutely wrecked because we've spent thousands of credits that we didn't really have. And then we get to the end and we're absolutely buggered. So it's really important that, you know, we I think it's about getting your priorities right and noticing what's important and what's not important and doing what's right for you, because we spoke before we on Skype and we said, like, Georgia's got a core group of friends that are really important to her, and before that she was probably expending way too much energy on things that weren't really that important and things that weren't really going to benefit her.
Yeah, she has. I think I said to you, she's cut the dead wood from her life, and she knows who's important and who's worth spending that time with. And that's a hard thing to do, but you have to do that in life.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Now, Maddie, just a quick one from you as a brother. Can you tell me something great before? You said you've noticed. Obviously at the start when Georgia got sick with chronic fatigue, you could see there was something wrong. And now, lately, you've noticed a bit of a change in terms of you feel like she acts like she doesn't have CFS?
Yeah, like now, because like she's being more positive and like following your program and stuff. Like, if I didn't know her, I wouldn't know that she had it at all, because to me she acts like she's fine and she never moans about it. She's just really positive about the whole thing. So. And
she just gets on with life.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, she doesn't really ask for anything. Like, she can cope with it herself.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has it like really anymore.
Yeah, and that's awesome, and that's what it's about. It makes your relationship better, and I mean, it makes it easier as a family to live with someone who's proactive about their health and their life, rather than watching them mope around and be really sorry for themselves. And I think we all go through that process. I went through it for probably way too long, believe it or not. But but I pulled myself out of it. Probably 2 years into having CFS, and realised that I wasn't helping anyone around me or anyone or myself at all. So to see Georgia do that is awesome, and she's got a good brother there and a good mum, and yeah. And I hope you guys come to Australia soon, because I feel like you are Australian. You're like, there's a little bit of Aussie in you.
No, you've got to come here.
Yeah, yeah. All right, the pressure's on. I probably will come. I reckon I will come. Maybe in June or July when it's a little bit warmer for me, because I can't stand the cold.
Wow, yeah, it doesn't get that warm. Yeah, but you can't come when we're away. 2 weeks.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you've got to come. You can't come the end of July, end of July, because we're away then.
All right. Well, whenever the hottest period in your year is, I'll come. August.
Come in August.
All right. Yeah. I think I'll organise it, because there's so many people in UK who are struggling, and it's crazy the amount of emails I get every day. Like, I'm looking at my email account right now. There's 756 unread emails. And I try and get to them each week, but it's just sad to see that you've had no help or no hope, and like I said, it's crazy before, like, to be able to connect with you, and I feel like we're friends already, and we actually.
I do. I feel like you're just round the corner.
Yeah. Like, seriously, it'd be awesome if we just bumped into each other at a cafe and had a coffee, And
you're coming for afternoon tea and cake.
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's just it's crazy. Like, it's so cool to be able to connect, and I guess it's very humbling to be able to create that program and be able to reach out to the world. We've actually just overnight, there's 2 guys from South Africa with chronic fatigue syndrome who have just entered the program, which is pretty amazing, considering that I was only able to help people in Australia up until last year. And people would travel 5 to 6 hours away. Even interstate flights, people would fly in with their families, and it's just it's crazy what the internet and the world can do these days. So you guys are one of the lucky ones to start the program, and it's awesome to be able to spend the time to even talk to you guys, and even you, Maddie. Like, I didn't even know she had a little brother, but you're a champ.
But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on the computer, because I've got no idea.
Yeah. What time is it? It's 12:30, is it?
10. What is it now? 10 to midnight. It's 10 to midnight.
Oh wow! Well, I appreciate your time, and thanks so much for staying up and Skyping me. It's very early here. It's only 10 10:30 on Sunday morning. So I did my little home workout at my little gym here, and I'm going to go get a coffee and have some breakfast now.
Well, I'm going to go and pick Georgia up now. I think she was calling for a lift home.
All right, great. Yeah, perfect. Thanks heaps for chatting, and
thank you.
We'll see you in UK, or I'll see you in Australia.
Yeah. It was really lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, it really was.
Lovely.
All right, we'll chat soon.
Take care.
See you, Maddie.
Take care.
Bye, mate.
Bye.
Bye.